Hi, Moline High School. It's Miss Borman. We are going to be doing our SEL lesson today for November 9th, 2022 on giving back community involvement. So what we're going to be covering today is first we're going to review our past lessons again. I always like to go over what we've done before to remind you what we've done. Then we're going to talk about the importance of community involvement. Then I have a Padlet on what Moline High School students have been doing for the community, and then we'll talk about our activity. So first, we're going to talk about empathy again. Remember that empathy is super important. We talked about this way back on September 14th, and we reviewed it over our last couple of lessons. And empathy is the ability to understand other people's perspectives or how we can walk in other people's shoes. Remember how we talked about looking at the differences in the people around you, about their appearances, their voice, their language, but there's also lots of things that we don't know about other people, where they live, their values, beliefs, and their culture, and sometimes even their medical diagnoses. So it's really important to have empathy, to understand that other people are coming from a different perspective than you. And having empathy for others' differences makes the world a more kind and understanding place. Then we talked about relationships and about being an upstander and a bystander, and this was back from October 19th. Remember that relationships are just how you're connected to other people. It doesn't necessarily just mean friends or family or boyfriends or girlfriends. It just means how are you connected to the people around you? And sometimes you're just connected by being in the same place as another person. But we talked about being a bystander versus being an upstander. And being a bystander is just someone who is around at the time of something occurring, where an upstander is someone who speaks out or acts in support of an individual or a cause, particularly someone who intervenes on behalf of a person being attacked or bullied. And upstanders can confront injustices in many ways, and some more public than others. I hope that some of you have worked on some of the kindness activities that we talked about and being kind to others and just kind of spreading that good cheer around. That always makes the day go by so much faster and makes everybody feel so much better. Okay, and then our last lesson that we just did was on Zello. And I know that was kind of a jump from everything that we had done before, but the Zello component that we do in SEL lessons is really important because it helps you to work on your career and look for things that you'd be interested in doing. It really starts getting you thinking about your future. So we're going to come back to this later as one of our possible activities if you haven't had a chance to work on your Zello stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the importance of community involvement. So there's a lot of things that are really important about volunteering in your community. One of the main things that it is it connects you to other people. That's probably one of the biggest things that volunteering in the community can do for you. It really helps you make new friends and helps you connect with new people. It increases your social and relationship skills. So you really learn how to communicate, not on a phone or a computer, but really starting to talk to people and learn how to communicate with others. It also then increases your soft skills in the workplace. That may be a term that you've never heard before, but soft skills are the skills that you need when you have a job or you're in a career outside of school that help you to just get along with people. It helps you to learn how to follow the rules in the job, understand what you need to do, and just the relationships that you have with the people that you work with and with your boss. So soft skills are just as important as the hard skills. The hard skills would be the skills that you need to do your job. Like if you're working in a trade, you need to learn how to work a certain machine or something like that. That would be a hard skill. Or if you're working with computers, or if you're waiting tables at a restaurant, you need to know how to put the orders in and you need to know how to serve the people. But the soft skills are how you communicate and how you get along with others. All right. The next thing is that volunteering is really good for your mind and body. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but it's so true. When you volunteer out in the community, it really increases your self-confidence. When you're doing good for others in the community, it provides a natural sense of accomplishment. Your role as a volunteer can give you a sense of pride and identity. And the better you feel about yourself, the more likely you are to have a positive view of your life and your future goals. It can reduce the risks of depression and can combat the symptoms of depression as well. Because when you start feeling better about yourself and the things that you are doing, it can really work on those feelings of depression and isolation. When you work with pets and other animals, it's been known to improve your mood and reduce stress and anxiety. And it can also help you stay physically healthy. It helps you stay physically healthy because you're getting out and you're moving around. And depending on the type of volunteer work that you do, you could actually be doing physical labor, which also helps with your physical well-being. And just on top of just when you build your self-confidence and you combat those symptoms of depression and you're fighting against it, you just start feeling physically more healthy. And then finally, volunteering can provide career experience and teach you valuable job skills. Like we talked about earlier, learning those soft skills of relationships and how to get along with others and how to communicate. And volunteering is a fun and easy way to explore your interests and passions. It gives you a way to help you learn more about yourself and things that you really enjoy doing. Okay, so the next part of this is looking at things that the Moline High School students have been doing in their groups. And what you can do is I'm going to show you what the Padlet looks like. Teachers, if you want to pause on this screen, you can have kids scan with their computer or even with their phones to pull the Padlet up, or you can click on this link to look at the Padlet. So then what's going to happen here is this is going to pull up and you can see all the different things that the teachers have uploaded on here to talk about different groups in our school and the things that they have done. It's a really cool thing to look at. I'm not going to read through all of this. I'll let you guys do that later as one of the activities. All right, so here we go. We're finally at the end of me talking, and we're going to talk about your activities for today. And these are also going to be located in the Google Classroom, so you can go in and find these there. So one of the activities you could do today would be to look through the Padlet and discuss as a class or even as small groups. Also, as a class or a small group, you could share out volunteer activities that you have done, either with the school or other organizations, and share with each other how it has helped you and or made you feel. Research ideas on where to volunteer. I have come up with a list of some links of some volunteer opportunities in the area. Now, some of these, if you are like 14, 15, 16, you're going to need your parents to help you out with a lot of these because some of these, when you're younger, have to have a parent come with you and you really need to talk to your parents about those volunteer activities. But some of these online ones you can sign up for on your own. And then you could also just talk with each other in your class to talk about some of the clubs and activities that you're doing here at the school and some of the activities that you could get involved in here through Moline High School. And then finally, if you are done with all that stuff and you have some extra time, you could finish your work on Zello that you did not complete last week. It's really important that you get through some of the Zello activities and start really looking at your careers and start saving some of those in your Zello account. And for those of you who are juniors and seniors, your activity was also to complete the college and career readiness indicators. And one of them is about community involvement. So I'd be really great if you guys could get on there and finish that up. Other than that, we are done with our lesson for today. I just wanted to pop back on, tell you to have a great rest of your week. And we've got Thanksgiving coming up in a couple weeks. So I hope everybody's getting ready to have a really good Thanksgiving. Talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.